Derby County manager John Eustace has revealed all on Derby County's transfer plans heading into the final week or so of the summer transfer window. Now, obviously, as Derby County fans, we will know that the transfer business this summer has been fairly decent, but ultimately we've struggled with being able to get those players on the pitch. The important thing, though, for Derby County was improving on the squad that they had last year, and in my personal opinion, that certainly has been done. With the arrival of the likes of Danny Barr, Andreas Weimann, we've had experience into the ranks of the Derby County squad. With signings like Bobby Clark and Ryan Brewster, we've certainly added an element of quality. With David Ozo, there's an element of the unknown due to his injury history, but will he be able to perform at the top level this season? That is going to be very, very important. Now, with links to the likes of Koki Saito, as well as that of Alex Matos and Lewis Travis, as well as right back Max Johnston, Derby County are going to be busy across the course of the last week of the transfer window. But what moves are going to be made? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We're going to cover it all in this video. So if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. Make sure you check out the likes of NordVPN, Kitbag, and CD keys down in the comments. NordVPN to get yourself a VPN, Kitbag for all your sporting goods, and CD keys for anything gaming related. But shall we now get into the transfer revelation? Now, obviously, for Derby County, they're in dire need of wide players with injuries to Corey Blackett-Taylor and not really having any other wide players in the squad. Now, Caden Jackson has been filling in on the right-hand side when Corey Blackett-Taylor was fit, but that saw a move to a 3-5-2 on Saturday up against Coventry City. And as we head towards the game versus Bristol City, a lot of moves still need to be made. Now, as of time of recording, the signing of Koki Saito has not yet been confirmed, nor the move for Lewis Travis, Alex Matos, or that of Max Johnston, which puts Derby County in a little bit of a difficult position. Now, for me, Derby County should be targeting two positions, and that being the two wide areas, the left-hand side and the right-hand side, to get Derby County those out-and-out wingers that John Eustace really needs to play his formation, the 4-2-3-1. Now, obviously, for Derby County, the rumour around Lewis Travis hasn't gone away since about March time, and with Lewis Travis asking to leave Blackburn Rovers, it's certainly one which could be a massive impact for Derby County. However, the £3 million fee for a player who is out of contract in just a few months' time certainly causes a little bit of a headache among that of the Derby County fan base. Now, John Eustace was asked questions regarding the transfer policy at Derby County and where he sort of expects Derby to go over the course of the next few weeks. And he says that all the transfer business is going to go up to the deadline. Bids are in for certain players and the club is talking to those players as well to try and get deals over the line. But as of right now, as of the time of recording, those deals are not yet finished. Now, the massively important thing for me as a Derby County fan is to see Derby County pick up some really good talent and some players who can take Derby County to that next level. Now, the only problem with that is obviously going to cost money. And if you look at the rumoured fee for Koki Saito, you look at the move for that of Lewis Travis as well, that is £8 million minimum before you even look at the likes of signing on fees, agent fees and wages. You look at the deal for Max Johnston, you're looking at £2 million with an 18 grand a week commitment. And for me, it's not that those deals are bad value for money or anything like that. It's just, is Derby County in the position to be able to offer those sort of deals and that sort of money? And that's what we're going to have to learn across the course of the next couple of weeks. And for me, I think if we discuss what Derby County have actually spent during this transfer window, it isn't actually a great deal in terms of being split up. Yes, there's about 6 million that's been spent on Patrick Agyemang. That will be in instalments. There's obviously add-ons included on that as well. You've then got Colton Morris, who the rumours of the fee, there's some people saying £500,000, there's some people saying 5 million, but ultimately we don't have a guaranteed idea. Now, the rest of the signings are loanees or free transfers. Now, don't get me wrong, being a free transfer normally means that the signing on fee is a little bit higher and potentially that agent fee as well. But for me, what I think is interesting for Derby County is we've spent a lot of money on Agyemang, and now we need to go and spend money on a winger. We need to go and get a winger that can stay fit for the season and that can be impactful. And I think Saito is that guy. Now, it's one of those for me where I love John Eustace. I love what he's been doing across the course of pre-season and heading into the start of the campaign, but it's quite clear that Derby County are missing those fit players. You look at a Kane Wilson, a Sondre Langas, you look at the likes of Lars Jorgen Selverson, Adjumang, Owen Beck, Bobby Clark isn't fully fit, Ryan Brewster, and a lot of that all comes from signing players who necessarily aren't ready or aren't fit enough to go. Now, there's a lot of discussion points that can come with that, and one of those being, should Derby County sign players that are fit and ready to go, that are maybe a little bit less quality, or should Derby County sign players that are going to improve long term, but just aren't fit at the start of the season? Now, for me, I'd always personally say you go and get the better player. Even if they're going to miss the first 3 or 4 games, you get the better player for me. Because if you go for the worst player and you spend a similar amount of money, you're going to end up missing out on points anyway. So why not go out and get the better player, miss those first few games and see how they progress from there? And that's sort of the situation Derby County fans find ourselves in. It's that we have this sort of revelation of money being spent this summer, and ultimately we're still not really in a better position as we sit here on the 21st of August. Now, if we do sort of discuss the opportunities that Derby County have to move forward with the players that we've now bought in, the likes of Bobby Clark, the likes of Ryan Brewster, you have the return of Sondre Langas and Jorgen Selverson, you have Patrick Adjumang finally coming into the fold, the likes of Andy Weimann, the likes of Owen Beck all coming in and having an impact. And I think Derby County are in a much better position in terms of what the squad looks like on paper. But I think the problem that we see with that is it's all right looking at the squad on paper, but what does it look like on the pitch? And we've got absolutely no basis for what John Eustace's best 11 is going to look like in 2 or 3 months' time, in my opinion. Like, obviously, you can like guesstimate what it's going to be. Like for me, I think in a couple of months' time, it's going to be Zetterstrom in goal. It's going to be a back 4 of Wilson, Langas, Clark, and Beck. I think the midfield 3 is going to be something along the lines of Ozo, Adams, maybe Travis, and then have like Bobby Clark as the 10, Blackett Taylor on the left, Ryan Brewster on the right, with Morris or Adjumang as that number 9. You've also got the opportunity to not play with a 10 and have Morris and Adjumang as the 2 strikers, giving them the opportunity to rotate who is the furthest forward and who sits a little bit deeper. And there's so many different discussion topics that can be had with Derby County's squad, but ultimately there isn't a set in stone way where this squad is going to go and sort of be the best possible thing, and that's what we're going to have to wait and see across the course of the next few weeks. Now, I do believe Derby County are in a better position, and I'm sure many of you do as well, but the problem that we're facing is those fitness issues. It's getting those players through the door, which at the moment we haven't done so far. Now, obviously, if you haven't done already, let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments, because I know a lot of people have their opinion on the transfer business of Derby County and sort of where they find themselves right now. And for me, it is a little bit disappointing the position we're in terms of not having fitness levels and things like that, but we do seem to be edging closer and closer to that being sort of better for Derby County, and we're just going to have to wait and see how it shakes out. Now, obviously, you can let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. We will be live probably around 4 o'clock, let's say 4 till about 5:30, looking at Derby County versus Bristol City, talking about transfers, team predictions and things like that as we head towards Derby County versus Bristol City this evening. There will be a match day vlog. There is a poll over on YouTube community which you can get yourselves involved in, so make sure if you haven't done so already, go and get yourself involved in that. Make sure you check out NordVPN, Kitbag and CD keys down in the description, but I'll catch you in the next one.